Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, reviewing what's been going on most recently with the price action, what I think is likely to happen next and all that wonderful stuff. Now as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, why not check it out? Link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. So let's jump right down into it, right? Starting things off with our 1 hour chart. So we did tap down yesterday into that low range. Things need to be adjusted ever so slightly here. I can see that actually we didn't follow the standard practice here, but we'll go ahead and throw this in. It looks pretty decent in here. Now that one there needs to disappear. And I think what we've actually got going on is, yeah, very narrowly missing that one. I think it's actually right, sat right there. There we go. So it makes it a little bit easier to see without all that noise going on. We had the B wave move from here. So we had our low. Okay, so this was achieved yesterday at about 5 p.m. UTC +1. And then we've rallied on up, right back up towards the equilibrium. This is our B wave structure that we were talking about. And now we're looking for that C wave. Now, there's a few things here on this 1 hour time frame. By the way, guys, I forgot to tell you, it's XRP paired up with USDT on BitGet spot exchange, 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that actually our momentum is shifting back down, right? We can see this here. It's shifting back to the downside as we are finding upper resistance. This gives us maybe some potential hope that we're not yet done with the upside move. But for the most part, I'm not expecting too much more of a move upwards here. Okay, so at the moment we've dropped down since the 6th of August, down 6.46%, and we've moved up in the last few hours, up 4.91%, right? Now, obviously, these are short-term moves that do not seem to be like big percentage shifts, but from a leverage trading point of view, actually it holds up incredibly well. And so as we kind of go into the larger time frames, you're going to see the importance of our A wave low point and our bounce. But for here, it does look like we have to come back down. Now, we're overbought on the 4 hour. We're overbought on the 8 hour time frame as well. So I'm expecting us to kind of shift this back down before we bounce up again, more towards another X wave movement. Okay, that will happen at a later date. We'll talk about that on the larger time frame in a moment. So for the most part, what else are we seeing here on our hourly? Not much. We're still in a bearish structure. So we got another confirmation of this at that wick low. So this wick down here. Sorry guys, my voice is breaking up a little bit. 59.739. That was a break of structure. So we got confirmed that we are still bearish. There's no bullish breaks here to be had just yet. Okay, so yeah, it's looking okay, but I think essentially we've got to come down into the C wave low, which will actually be a C wave across 2 different levels. So that's kind of the hourly, not much more going on there. Let's take this up a notch though. Let's go to the daily time frame. As long as my voice doesn't completely go whilst we're recording this video. But yeah, so basically we're taking a look at this and we're thinking, okay, it's W, it's X, Y, which is not yet finished. Then we go up into the X wave and then down into the Z wave, right? And so when we take a look, we can see, okay, well, what are we really talking about? We're calling out 53 to 58 cent on this time frame here. We'll take a look at the weekly in a moment. And you can see we're really just struggling to get back above that 50 EMA on the daily time frame, right? So at the moment we're above the 200 and the 50 is above the 200. But ultimately, our hourly charts are the opposite way around. Our hourly charts are bearish, but there's a potential bullish scenario for XRP to break upwards, right, on the daily time frame. But before we can get that, we need to first of all see all of those smaller time frames, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour time frame, shift down a little bit deeper in price. Once everything is reset and everything is nice and oversold on those lower time frames, specifically the 8 and 4 hours, I think we're going to see the daily start to move upwards, right, in this X wave move. This is going to be more significant than what we saw from the kind of the hourly charts, right? this is going to be a pretty significant percentage move where I would be targeting out kind of 15 to 20%, right? The obvious areas are going to be right up here as well. Let me show you. I reckon we're going to be right up in this little range for the X wave. This is going to be 66.8 to 70.1. Okay, that's going to be the obvious area of previous support that could turn into resistance, where we're likely to get rejection and when we head down towards the 53 cent. All of this, though, guys, isn't necessarily going to put us in a bearish state of play on our daily time frame, because I think we're going to stay above that 200 EMA. So although this looks bad, you know, we've had a really good run to the upside, guys, right? Let's put this into perspective, right? We've had a really nice significant run to the upside. We went up 126%. Okay, and of course, if you're buying at the top, you're going to not fare so well. We're down 36% at the moment, but for the most part, we kind of knew that they were expecting this C wave high. Okay, now we didn't know what was going to take us up there, but we knew that we were going to be moving up nonetheless, right? We were targeting out 93.76 and we went to 93.8, right? And so we know that that's an area that we're looking at, and we rallied up. And obviously, once you finish these structures, there's only one thing that's left to do, right? And that is going to be your move to the downside. And so that's what we're really doing here, is we're seeing a nice, healthy, natural correction to the downside. And so on this daily time frame, I'm not too concerned. I mean, obviously, fortunately, I was lucky enough to buy all the way down at 30 cent. Just by pure luck. And again, it comes down to the idea of analyzing the chart, right? For example, down here at 30 cent, right? And this comes down to strategy more than luck. I shouldn't say luck, because you make your own luck, really. But essentially what you see here is I saw a potential structured move to the downside for 30 cents. So I put a buy order on spot down at 30 cent, right? And well, it wicked down to 30 cent because Binance loves, you know, everything to the penny, right? And so my spot order was on Binance at the time, and I lucked out and I got that one there, right, in January. And so I've seen very significant gains. So it's easy for me to say, you know, this is kind of, you know, just luck or whatever. But ultimately, this was a strategy. I saw this was a targeted move. I put my buy order in and it executed that buy order. Now, had I been thinking the same thing, I should have been shorting the market up on my 93.76, right? It was the end of the structure. I should have shorted there, and I should have been taking advantage of this move to the downside. I didn't think quick enough on that one, right? And so opportunities are everywhere if you're willing to acknowledge that they're everywhere. And so there's nothing unusual about this move to the upside. What we're looking at here is a nice healthy correction. We're still above the 200 EMA, so there's no major concerns to be had there, and there's nothing too much more to this. I suspect that we're going to get a break to the upside. Two, actually. I think we're going to get one here on the Y wave, and then we're going to get a bigger one on the Z wave. Now, obviously, getting out and higher than $1 is going to be a problem, but we'll see how that kind of plays out over the coming months and weeks and things like that. So let's take this up a notch. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Here you can see that we do have the ideas that we're moving out to 557 to 1125, but we can't go in a straight line up there. So what we see here is we have our targets getting rejected on the 382, nothing unusual. We'll look for support down here at 57. Okay, 57 cent being our support at the 236, and then probably bounce up more towards the 30% and then drop back down 69 cents, right? And so our Fibonacci levels are coinciding with our areas of resistance and support and things like that. That gives us kind of confidence to thinking that this is the most probable scenario of things that are going to play out. So essentially, I'm looking for those slightly deeper price action. I'm looking for that area of around 53 cent as being our kind of bottom of this internal structure, so that we can then start to rally on up. Essentially here, the big concern would be, you know, we finish off this, maybe coming down deeper, more towards maybe 50 cent, 40, maybe break that, maybe down towards the 40 cent range. That there would actually be a good sign, because it would allow us to look at this as a three-wave pattern taking us up higher, where we can then start thinking about maybe breaching that $1 level and going after the kind of $2 level, right? And so there's not a lot more to this. It's quite straightforward. There's a lot of emotions that are obviously around XRP. It makes it quite difficult to trade because of the emotions, and what I'm trying to do here is track people's behavior, and then people are overreacting at times. But for the most part, at the moment, XRP has been behaving itself and following Elliott wave theory reasonably nicely at the moment. So I think, yeah, we are in a pretty good position. I'm not too concerned with the price action. It's moved down as we were kind of expecting it to, and I'm looking for a bounce soon on those smaller time frames. so that we can start to see, a bit of a move upwards, at least on the daily time frame. On the smaller time frame, we're going to have to come down a fraction. We know that. But for the most part, it's looking okay, and I'm not concerned over price action. I think we're actually holding up really well considering everything else going on. So let's go ahead and take this up into the data side of the video today. So for those who do not know, head on over to membership.cheekycrypto.io. You can take advantage of a 7-day free trial on all the different kind of plans that we have. We've got everything from a base level plan all the way through to traders, and all the way down, in fact, up to the mega pack, which basically has access to everything: courses, data, you name it, it's all there. So you can take a look at that. You can go into more details, join us down in Discord if you haven't done so already. Take advantage of the 7 days, get access to this stuff, because a lot of this stuff, guys, is it takes you to that next level within the crypto space, essentially, at least in my opinion. I mean, we created it, so of course I'm going to say that, but if you're looking for an honest opinion, head down to the Discord and ask people who are using it. But we're going to be jumping over into the data zone. The data zone is not available in all packages. It is only available as an add-on at checkout or in the mega pack. Okay, so you can add any of these and then add the data later, or add the try the mega pack out and you'll get access to the data. So in the data, we're going to head over to the XRP data. I'm going to load that up for you guys so you can see it here. So this data shows you on-chain world of XRP, right? It allows you to understand what is going on from an on-chain metric point of view, outside of the price chart, but giving you good, decent insight as to the predictability of what the market is going to do based on behaviors of what people are doing with their XRP on chain, right? And so this is an important one. So as we currently stand, all-time high was 2,041 days ago. So quite a significant period of time ago. We're 81% down from that all-time high. And that's not bad. Like we've seen some really decent prices in terms of how low it's been, right? We did most of our accumulation at sub 10 cent back in 2020. And, for the most part, I think we've done incredibly well out of our XRP holdings. We've come in and out of it a few times. Most recently, I purchased at 30 cent. The time before that, I think it was 17 cent and so forth, right? So we've done incredibly well. If you're following the data and you're following the money, you can make some pretty decent decisions, at least in my humble opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give financial advice, but I can do is give you access to data like this so you can make your own more informed decisions. Now, when you take a look at liquidations in the last 24 hours, it's $3.9 million. Bybit is the exchange with the most amount of liquidations. That was $1.45 million. 75% were long positions. If you're going long on XRP, and you were liquidated. 24.26 was short positions, probably not shorting quite at the right time. Ultimately, OKX is second spot at $1 million. Binance at just under $1 million. Huobi at $437 million. Now, in terms of that news, we can see that Ripple joins ISDA, expanding into the 1.2 quadrillion derivatives market alongside JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BNY Mellon. I always struggle to pronounce that one. Letters aren't my strong point. I joke, of course. So as we can kind of see, this is a potential good news for XRP. Or is it going to have a profound impact on the price action of XRP? I'm not sure, but it's all over Twitter, as you would expect. Ripple has joined the ISDA. It's the derivatives market, 1.2 quadrillion. BlackRock and JP Morgan, CME, Citi, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, London Stock Exchange, and so forth, right? So there's 100 plus institutions. It's pretty big news. It's good news, right? But it doesn't necessarily have a direct impact on XRP's price, so we have to kind of be realistic at the same time. It's great. It's great for Ripple to be having access to that derivatives market like that, because I think in the future, if we're to see XRP get adopted at that truly global scale, this is going to be one of those requirements. So I think it's going to be, but it basically sets us up for a really strong future. But do not expect instantaneous price appreciation, right? Because those two things just do not mix. We have to understand a time horizon with these things. And if XRP is to be successful, and I use the word if because there's a lot of things that have to happen, I'm not saying it's impossible, but there's a lot of things that have to happen, right? And if it is to be successful, this is going to be a big thing that could play a really key role in seeing XRP move phenomenally well in the future. So it's great news, but just don't expect short-term price action on the back of it. Other than that, there isn't really a lot of news going on when it comes to the price action, or just news in general around Ripple and the SEC, or and just Ripple or XRP. There isn't like a lot of really good things that I can see in the news going on right now. We obviously see that Ripple and XRP saga to be used as ammo in the Terra Luna trial in Korea. We obviously have a list of SEC I guess claims around securities and things like that, but there's nothing else major really going on in there. In terms of liquidations like exchanges and things like that, I think we obviously have got concerns. In fact, let me hit the button for that, because we're on the exchange section now, right? As we kind of talk about exchanges here, we obviously have got concerns over 𝗕𝗓𝗪. We don't want to be using that exchange for now. That they might be insolvent. We don't know, right? We've got people saying it's FUD, and there's basically lots of things flying around. I always stick to the side of caution, right? If we do not know and things are uncertain, we should probably be protecting ourselves, right? And so therefore, the idea here is let's not keep too much on 𝗕𝗓𝗪, okay, if we don't want to have exposure, right? It's all about risk management. Have you got too much risk associated with that exchange? Maybe other exchanges are the way to go, right? Ultimately, as you guys know, I'm a big BitGet guy. I use BitGet for 90 to 95% of my spot trades, and I use it for 100% of my leverage trades. But I do have more access to other exchanges as well. I use Binance, I use Coinbase, I use Gate.io, I use KuCoin, right? And I use these exchanges as I need them, right? It's always a good idea to have access to as many different exchanges as you possibly can, so that you can be well prepared for the future. Okay, not only do you want to sign up to these platforms, but you also need to make sure that you are familiar with how they work. How do you onboard? How do you offboard? Right? And so if you haven't yet signed up to BitGet, guys, I urge you guys to sort this out ASAP. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, as I said. All I can do is tell you that I've signed up to BitGet, and I wasn't going to use it as my kind of go-to platform. However, that quickly changed once I started using the platform. I found it very intuitive, very easy to use, and actually has become my go-to platform, with Binance, Coinbase, and all these others as my backups. So why not check it out? The affiliate link is in the description below. If you use that link, you are eligible for up to $8,000 of deposit rewards, depending on how much you deposit to the platform and how much you trade on the platform. All the details are found in the link below. So what you're waiting for? Check it out. What have you got to lose? Sign up, get access, and start learning about these cryptocurrencies exchanges, and get access to as many as you possibly can. There's more than just BitGet in the link in the description below. Join us in Discord. We have a whole host of other ones as well, but as I say, BitGet is my go-to, and I think it will become your go-to platform as well. It's quickly becoming one of the global leaders in the space, so why not check it out? Linked in the description below. In terms of trades, as you guys know, we do a lot of trading down in our Discord server with our members. I haven't actually got any slips loaded up here, but for anyone who is a trader or trader perk within our memberships, they'll know that they get access to things such as technical analysis on request for the 1 hour, 4 hour, or daily timeframes. And that technical analysis that gets produced by our in-house analysts can then be utilized and trading ideas. And those trading ideas can then be used for creating trades in the space. Now, ultimately, and I've probably oversimplified it because it's quite complex. We use artificial intelligence to help do things along that journey and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, our traders have been doing a phenomenal job recently, trading XRP, trading ADA, trading Matic, trading Bitcoin, going short, going long, and they're actually crushing it right now. I wish I'd actually brought up some slips here, because it has been quite great to see in the Discord server all those green slips coming on through with some fantastic wins going on. So guys, if you're a trader, why not check it out? We do use BitGet as our main go-to. We use all the analysis, or most of the analysis, in a Discord server. It uses the BitGet charts, so that you can easily transition from the technical analysis to actually placing the trades in BitGet. So why not check it out? All the links are in the description down below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.